Alright, we're here with Chris Heilmann. He's app specialist, developer evangelist. But you used to work for Mozilla, right?
Yes.
But it's not anymore.
No, I just resigned and
Alright.
I'm now on holiday.
On holiday, right?
Yes.
So thank you very much for being here in your holiday, moderating the big venue. You said apps should be built like Tamagotchis.
No, apps are like Tamagotchi
Are
at
like
the moment.
Tamagotchis.
The biggest problem with apps, and I gave a TED talk about this, is that they try to be everything for you. The apps model, to make money with an app, you have to have lots of users interacting with your application the whole time.
Alright.
And that's why they start pestering you. They want updates the whole time. They want you to share things with your friends. They want you to upload them. How many photo apps are on your device? And you should upload photos in all of them, and they all lock them into them rather than like sharing them with each other.
Alright.
So that's the thing. We spend far too much time for. Apps should be there to make our lives easier.
Yeah.
They should do one thing and one thing well. And right now, it seems we're getting into a world where we're delivering to apps rather than apps delivering to us.
Yeah.
We put our information inside these applications, our privacy, our data into these applications for some likes and for some hellos, but we don't realize that we don't get anything back out of it.
No.
Originally, the plan of an app was like, you do something with your phone, it's super effective, you don't have to go to a website, you type in a URL and find something. It's a one-click button to get the result where the next train station is, and another button click to book the ticket. But no app works like that at the moment.
Nope.
They're far too complex for what they're doing. So my talk today was a bit about rethinking how apps really work. Instead of putting lots and lots of features in them, think about the service that the app provides and then make the app as one of the channels.
Yeah.
A lot of people say
not app as an endpoint, as an end goal on itself, but it's like a channel to put your business in the hands of
exactly. An app is not a business plan. A business plan needs an app to actually go out to users. And if your app does that, then you will be successful. If you rely on your app, you can be a runaway success, but there's not many of those, and there's too many Cinderella stories going around the press, like, oh, this 16-year-old developer built an app and made $400,000 the first week. Yeah, that happens every 5 years once. And how many developers don't have success with their app? We never figure these numbers because it's not cool to report them.
No. You also said that if you build apps for enterprises, there's much more to gain there. So you also showed like a big chart, like saying all the Android versions that are currently available. There are like massive amounts of Android versions available. And then
devices, Android versions are not that many, but different devices, yeah.
And then we had Edward Bouten from Google with the closing session. He told that Google or Android's Lollipop is going to converge them all into one platform for enterprises. Is this the key to the Valhalla?
I'd be happy if I see that. I don't think it's going to happen anytime that soon. I mean, I'm on Lollipop. I love the Android one, and I had it in my presentation as well. The Project Era is a really good idea. But saying that that Lollipop will be retroactively installed on older devices also means that these devices would have to allow for that. Because the drivers to talk to the hardware is only available on Google devices as well. An older Samsung phone will probably not get possible to update it to Google Lollipop. So that's the question. We sold for like 3 years, we sold phones that had a hardwired operating system in it that couldn't get upgraded. And that's a very, very bad idea. We had that on the web with Windows and Internet Explorer 6. So everything that relies on ActiveX on the web cannot be upgraded to a newer Internet Explorer. And we gave Microsoft a really hard time for that. I think it's about time we give the hardware providers on mobile devices the same hard time. If you build a mobile device that cannot be upgraded, that's just terrible, because it's a throwaway product and they're far too expensive and far too wasteful for that.
And that all adds up a bit to what you were telling us, that apps need a change. We need to look at a different way. Apps. Can you point us in some direction of the changes you think we are necessary?
I think the most important thing is that an app needs to work offline. If it doesn't work offline, then it's not an app. Why would I download a 50 meg thing just to have to be online all the time as well? The functionality, the beauty of it is not worth these 50 meg. Atomic updates is very important as well. So instead of having to re-download the whole application, uninstall it and reinstall it, I would have to say like, okay, there's a new level to the game. How about I just download the level? That makes total sense. So
you mean like small parts updating, not the entire app, but just a small part.
Exactly. The immediacy of the web to say like, oh, now I want to see a picture of a cat, and now I want to see a video, and now I want to do that. We don't have that in applications. Applications are fixed in their state. And I think the next applications that are coming should be much more of a container that allows you to put different content in.
Yeah.
So instead of concentrating on your app, you should concentrate on your data API behind it.
Yep.
And that's what something the Uber talk, for example, explained that today as well.
Yeah.
That it's like the app is just the way to actually get an Uber car, but the interesting data models behind it, the interesting intelligence is actually in the data and in finding the drivers that they don't drive around empty.
Yep.
So they have that quite down quite well, but I hope that more apps will go that way as well.
Yeah, just to get that completely straight, you have like a service which is, you can get to that service from like really a lot of different ways. The app is one of them, and that translates back to you have a business model, and the app is.
Yeah, Twitter's success that was at the beginning. I could use the direct messaging SMS to actually send a tweet.
Yep.
Then it had an open API, so people could build all kind of scripts, all kind of clients on top of the Twitter API. Now they're controlling the client much more because they're pivoting in a different direction, which is very interesting actually what they're doing at the moment. But they became a success by having an open API and allow people to innovate on top of it. And the BOL talk today talked about this as well.
Yep.
That having an API will mean that people find solutions for you that you never thought of.
Yep.
Having an app means that people have to find it, install it, and love it. And you're competing with lots and lots of other people that want to do the same thing.
Yeah. All right. Just to wrap up, one final question. Looking forward to 2015, what is going to be the biggest mobile trend, if you have to name one?
I would say beacons is going to be very interesting, because bringing it back into the physical space, it's going to be a very interesting way of interacting with like shops and interacting with with bus stops and these kind of things. So that's going to be a very interesting. In web technologies, I think WebRTC is a very important part, like peer-to-peer connectivity, live video, audio chat. This is the thing that's still missing on the web right now, but it's coming this year very much.
As an open format.
Yeah.
All right. Great. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.